Batman. That was no hesitation, yes. Even my agents and stuff just thought like, oh, this is interesting. I mean, I thought you only wanted to play like just total freaks all the time. Like, he is a freak, this is another freak. You look for things that kind of scare you, look for things that feel incredibly out of reach. It's such the kind of the jewel in the crown of characters.
You know, you really could be doing more for this city. Your family has a history of philanthropy, but as far as I can tell, you're not doing anything.
It's just a totally different vibe. I mean, it's sad. It's something which I always thought about Batman. I thought it's really, really sad. It's a tragedy. That's one of the reasons it feels kind of different, because it's like it's year 2, we're not gonna do the origin story again. Instead of him getting over his parents dying at the beginning and then just becoming Batman and saving Gotham, now he really hasn't gotten over them at all. And it's kind of, and I'm playing the parents' death constantly throughout the whole time.
Riddler's latest, it's all about the Waynes. If we don't stand up, no one will.
I always like approaching the kind of major character like that, and if you look at it very literally or like from an emotional context, it does end up becoming kind of something kind of strange, and it's always kind of shocks you what comes out of it. I mean, I didn't really realize how sad it would make me feel. There's something about his relationship with Selena Kyle as well, and it's very present in the graphic novels. I mean, I think a lot of those writers really touched on that. There's ways to reinterpret that character, I mean, an infinite number of ways. This is the maybe 9th or 10th Batman movie, and it does feel incredibly different. It's funny, I was talking to other actors who are in the movie, and everyone else said like, no, and even Matt was saying like, don't watch the other ones, don't watch any of the other movies, don't be thinking about that kind of stuff too much. But I was like, I've already seen all the other movies, and they're incredibly familiar to me. And I like all the other movies. It's not like you're trying to rescue like a dead character. I mean, they're all like really, really good portrayals. And I kind of really watched a lot of them on the run up to it to just see where's a gap in something that hasn't really been explored yet. I think it's also really fun as well doing that, because it's like every single person who's played Batman is a pretty heavyweight actor, and they all had great interpretations of it, and very, very different. So it was fun watching them all. I definitely don't have a favorite. No. I mean, I think Christian Bale did like just such a, I mean, it's so kind of iconic, like the voice that he was doing in it. But it's almost impossible to not do that.
Where were the other drugs going?
I don't know. I swear to God.
Swear to me!
It's really hard to get into a artificially lower register. I mean, and to do it a long time, because I mean, there's a lot of scenes in this as well where you're kind of, there's long dialogue scenes as Batman, which is quite unique out of a lot of the other movies in the series, and trying to kind of stay really, really low and have kind of nuance in the lines and stuff. I mean, it's really hard. It's really, really hard.
When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
I think I was doing vocal exercises without actually knowing they were vocal exercises. I think your larynx or something just got strengthened when I was doing the movie. When I was doing ADR for it, I mean, I couldn't even do the voice again. I mean, I had to kind of, it had completely reverted back to normal.
Who are you under there?
I'm vengeance.
There's a kind of understanding, which I think every actor who goes into it, there's some way of playing Batman that just feels right as Batman. And like, if you try and do something too different, it sometimes feels really off. But it's funny, it's like as soon as you put on the suit, it sort of does something to you. You start behaving in this quite particular way. And it might be about the kind of restriction in the movement and stuff, where there's definitely elements of just the kind of practical aspect of it.
You want to be able to turn your head.
Sure made backing out of the driveway easier.
You don't know how you're gonna feel until you put on the suit. And then just because this suit was a little bit more articulated, because I'd done the audition in, I think it was George Clooney's one, and it was incredibly difficult to move in.
Well, I'm totally over, all right? Positively.
Me too, definitely.
You had to choose the suit by the size of your head, and I think my head was the closest to Clooney's head.
Was your head like locked?
It's locked and you're boiling hot, like absolutely boiling. If you have any lights on you, you're just pouring sweat. And then as I was doing it, and you're also doing an audition, so I'm kind of terrified anyway. And people are saying, what can we do about this sweat? I mean, you're thinking like, if I don't stop sweating, I'm not gonna get the part. And so you're trying to shut down your body a little bit.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the one with the nipples, isn't it?
It is, but then I keep getting confused with, because I think there might be 2 nipple suits. I think one has more prominent nipples. I think on the Val Kilmer suit as well, I think there's some nipples on that. There might just be 1 nipple.